Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and hopefully you can see well today. Our lighting is pretty bad today. It is about to come a storm outside, so it's pretty dark. I've got all my lights on, but who knows? I've got to get another ring light because mine has gone kaput, so hopefully once I do that, everything will be a lot brighter. Now, I did have someone that messaged me last night and said, you need to film in 1080 so that it'll be a lot crisper. Well, I do film in 1080. I film in 1080 HD. So now what happens between where I film and when it gets to YouTube and YouTube releases it out, I have no control over. But I do film in the highest resolution that I can. So hopefully it is okay with everybody. It's clear enough. This is what we're going to make today. Did this little template, and it's just a window pocket, I guess you could call it. And I will try to upload this template so that you'll have access to it. And then I just did a little tag for this so that you'll know how big to cut your insert. Now, this is pretty large. You could always, when you put it on your computer, you could always shrink it down if you don't want it this big. But this one ends up being, let's see, what size? This one ends up being 3 3/4, which, it's not that big after it's folded up, by 7 1/2. But still, if that's too large for your mini album or your journal, then you can shrink it down when you get it on your computer and make it a little bit smaller. But this is going to fit perfectly in my album. Now, again, if you don't want this top right here, I like the top, but if you don't want that top, you can just cut it right off or fold it back, do whatever you want to do with it. Now, I'm using the Passage, let's see, yeah, this is the Passage paper collection, and I was looking for my little insert. What did I do with it? I have no clue what I did with it. I had it right here. Oh, here it is. Here it is. And then I just cut out those little suitcases with the flowers on there. I thought that was really pretty. And that's going to be our insert on that one. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together. Now I'm going to show you how to cut one out, but this is just one that I had already done. And so I thought we would work on it together first. Now, I will have the little score lines where you need to put your score lines in yours. I have gone ahead and scored mine. And then I'm just going to use some glue on there. And I refilled my glue this morning, so I'm going to have to be real careful, or I'm going to squirt it out all over the place. Ooh. And thank you guys, the ones of you who went in after the video last night. There was a few of you who went in and purchased a couple of Melina's classes. I really appreciate that. You do not know how much that means to me and to her. I really appreciate it. With this being her first, she's very, very nervous about making sure that her items sell. So she has really been working on that. All right, there we go. And see, that just slides right down in there. Isn't that pretty? Then you can do all kinds of decorating. All right, and so it slides down. I put my little flaps on the inside, and it slides down into those flaps like that. And then let's put a little lace or something on here to kind of make it look even prettier. Let's see what we got here. I need some that's not too wide, maybe. Let's see what this looks like at the bottom. Oh, I like that, but I don't know if, I think it might hang over just a little bit too much if I put it on the bottom. So we may just run that down the side like that. Okay, let me get my scissors and we'll cut a piece of that off. Like I said, there's all sorts of things that you can do to decorate these. This is just a little bit of something that I'm going to do on this one. Okay, I'm going to put, let's see. All right, I think I want to ink it up first. Hold on, I'm going to grab my blue ink. and this is Salty Ocean. So I'm going to ink a little bit. And then I should have done this before I put it together, but you know, afterthoughts. So I'm just going to run a little bit of ink down through there. I'm just kind of holding it away from my, well, I could take my tag out. Hold on. Take my tag out, and then I can do this without worrying about it, because I don't mind if I get a little bit on the background. It's not going to hurt anything. Just want a little ink on there to kind of disguise how I cut it, in case I left some white spots or whatever. There we go. I like that much better. And now we're going to put this lace down this side, I think. And for any of you who have messaged me about the 4-ounce bottles, I got quite a few emails last night. We do have more of those on order. They haven't got here yet, but hopefully they'll be here soon. I think I'm buying out all that they have. They're kind of shocked that we're ordering so many of those bottles. They even sent me a message and said, "We've never sold this many bottles before to any one person. Could you tell me how you're using them? This may be something that we can market." They have no clue that instead of putting icing in them, we're using them for crafting, do they? Now, I just made a little quick and easy flower from the lace, and I'll show you how to make one of these. This one is just quick and easy, and it's just kind of put together fast. It's not, I didn't take a lot of time with it, but I think it'll look good right up here. I like little lace flowers. I think they add a lot to your project. And this won't stick up hardly at all, so you can put it in your junk journal without any problems, or in your mini album. Go ahead and press your glue in. Where's my little, I've got some other little tools here somewhere. Press your little flower down all the way so that it glues nice and flat. That way, so you don't have any bulk sticking up there. And then I'm going to put a little pearl in the center of that. Let's see if we can find our little pearls. They're right here. Everything is just almost out of reach. Not an eyeball, a pearl. Where is a pearl? Let's see, we might even use a little pink pearl. What do we think about that? Ooh, I like that. That goes with the pink in here. Let's do that. I started to take the top off of this. Tell me, the top is already off. Now these little pearls don't have the sticky back, so we're gonna put that down like that. And I gotta find my other little tools. My little blue tools. I don't know what I've done with them. Well, okay. We'll get them, we'll find them later. They're here somewhere. They're just probably buried. I'm just wiping any excess glue up. It will probably dry clear, but I just don't want it to show at all on my flower. So I'm just going around wiping the excess glue. Now I only did a 1-layer flower. You could do 2 layers if you want, but I only did a little 1 layer because I just wanted it kind of thin and see-through almost. So that is that part. Now we'll see if we got anything else we want to. I've got an upside down 3 here, so I'd like to put something on top of that to kind of cover it up. But let's see. I may just put another little number or something there. I don't know if there's anything in here. Let's see. All right, let's close that one up and see what else we have. Let's look in here and see if we just have a little tiny number that we can put across that. Because I cut this sideways because I wanted to be able to get my flowers and everything out of the same sheet. So I cut my paper sideways. And it doesn't really matter other than I've got that upside down 3 there. Which is still not a big problem. I don't care. It's not a big problem to me. But if I'm going to put it in a journal that I'm going to sell or something, then I would definitely cover that up. There we go. Number 1. This is the number 1. Okay. Take our little towel. Wipe up any excess. Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm going to put a little something there too. If I have a little charm. Let's see what I have here. I slide my little goodies in here sometimes that people send me, just little charms and things. Don't think I have a little charm in that one, not small enough. Okay, let's see what one of these would look like if we just kind of brought it out like that. I think it needs to be a little darker, so let's go with one of these maybe. See if that, oh, I just slung them all out all over the place. No, I think it doesn't need to be a little darker. Okay. Let's go back to create. Yeah, I'm just gonna trim that out and ink around it. These are in our printables. They're in the Journey kit, the digitals. Our digitals are linked below, and if you just look for Journey, it'll show you everything that's in that kit. And these are in that kit, I do believe. So we'll slide that in there. Just going to leave it peeking out just a little bit. And then we'll put a little tiny piece of bling right at the end of that. And I think I'm just going to grab one of these black ones, and that's going to go with the other black that I have in here. Put that right there. And then, do we need some black down through here? Let's try it and see. Guess what? I put a number on this one. I cannot remember who said that, but I'm still laughing about it. Did anyone else notice that she didn't put a number on that one? You know, I've got a memory like, oh, I used to have a memory like crazy. I could remember everything. Of course, I guess the older I get, the less I remember. My husband says we need to take something for our memory. I don't know about that, but okay, now let's see. I would just like a little tiny flower down here. Not anything big, just little. I'm digging my little Don't know if that would look overloaded on that side because I've got that flower up there. Maybe a little tiny flower over here. But I don't think it needs to be blue. I think it needs to be, what color does it need to be? It needs to be yellow or pink, maybe. And I'm pretty sure I don't have anything in here that's that small in that color. This is just my little scrap pile of bling and baby flowers and things like that. I love digging through here. My grandbaby loves it too. Every time she comes over, she'll say, "Nene, can I dig through your scraps?" Okay, I don't see one, a little small one for that. So let's just call that one finished for now. And I may come back and put some little something down here because I feel like that the end right there just needs something. But that is that. And I'm going to show you how to make one of these flowers real quick and easy. Now, even if you don't sew, don't be afraid of a needle and thread. It's just a needle and thread. This is just plain white thread. And I know it's going to be hard for you to see the thread, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Now, I tie my knot the old-fashioned way. Wrap it around my finger and tie it. A lot of people do that twirling around the needle. I haven't got the hang of that yet. But let me close these glues up while we're doing this. We don't want those drying up. Okay. Now you're just going to cut a piece of lace, whatever kind of lace that you want to use. You don't even have to cut it, just leave it as is. Let's see. Let's try a little bit of an off-white this time, maybe. I think that one would probably look really pretty. Maybe a little bit wide, but we're going to go with it. We'll be able to show you a little bit better on the wider one anyway. Now, I would normally do this with the same color thread, a cream color thread, but we're just going to do it with this white. It's not going to hurt anything. And I usually go on the back side. Sometimes you can't tell what's the front or the back, so if you can't, don't worry about it. I go right at the edge where it usually has the selvage or that little thick part. And I just take my needle and I run it back and forth. Now this is a long needle, as you can see. It's quite long. You can use a regular size, just whatever you have, it doesn't matter. And then just push it down through and bring it back up. No rhyme or reason. You don't have to have certain length of stitches. The closer together you make your stitch, the closer together your ruffles are going to be. So if you want tight ruffles, then make little tight stitches. If you want thicker ruffles, or ruffles that are further apart, then just make your stitches a little bit wider. So it doesn't matter. This is just up to you. Now you can practice doing this. Just grab you a piece of scrap material or something and just practice. But this is easy as pie. Now I like the long needle because usually I can do a complete ruffle flower on this one needle without having to pull my thread through at all. So I just keep going back and forth, up and down and then back up, down and back up. And I'm doing mine probably maybe it's less than 1/4 of an inch apart. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull my needle through and just see what I've got. Make sure that you tie a knot in your thread. That will make a difference. I have done all of the ruffle and then realized that I didn't have a knot in my thread. And it just pulled it straight through. I think it feels like I've got extra knot in here. Yeah, I got a little extra knot in my thread right there. That's not a problem. We'll just easily pull it through. It's kind of bunching up right there, so I just need to work that down. If you have a problem like that, just work it down. It'll be fine. So I've got a little extra knot right there in my thread, and it's kind of holding that lace. Normally it pulls right through and your flower is finished. There we go. I got it out. Now you just want to pull this kind of tight. Don't pull it until your thread breaks. This is a normal kind of thread, so it's not a thread that is real strong. You could use a stronger thread like a quilting thread, and that would be better. You could be able to pull it as much as you want and it wouldn't break. Now if that's about the size that you want your flower right there, then you can go ahead and we'll finish it up. Let me look at this just a little bit and see if I want it any bigger or if that's big enough. Okay, I think I'm going to do 1 or 2 more little runs on this, and then I'm going to finish it. Got my thread wrapped around there. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple more, 2 or 3, then we'll finish it off. Okay, that should be plenty. Oh, my needle. Okay, so there's what was holding. You can't see that, I'm sure, but I had a little knot in my thread there. Alright, we are going to just make sure that all of your lace is turned the same way, that it's not twisted around. And I know there's lots of videos out there on this, so you could watch just about anybody make these. I'm just going to go ahead right at that end, and I'm going to cut my trim off, my lace. And then this end that's down here, I'm going to tuck that under. I'm going to give my string a tuck, and then I'm going to tuck that end under and then that end under. Give my string another tuck, and then I'm going to join this end and the other end, making sure that they're turned under, and just keep your string nice and tight there in the center. I usually just put my finger on it and hold it real tight so that nothing slips. And then I'm just going to join that side to that side. Run it back up through, and I'm just joining it right at the base, not all the way up, because you won't need to join it all the way up. Now that you've got those kind of joined, what you want to do is take your needle, take it to the back of your flower. Now once you're on the back of your flower, what you want to do is start closing the center up, and I'm just going to run my needle on one side and then cross that little hole in the center and run it to the other side. Then you'll turn it just a little bit and you'll do the same thing again. Put it in the little trim on one side, run it over to the other side, and just keep pulling until you close that little opening up. It is almost closed anyway, just with your stitching, but I always find that there's a little bit of slippage when you turn it loose, and so doing this just kind of closes all of that opening up there and tightens everything up. So all I'm doing is running it back and forth on the bottom side from one side to the other. And then just pull it, give it a good tug. And when you get it as tight as you want it, then you're ready to tie it off. And then to tie it off, all I do is I run it up, and then when I have a little loop right there, I run my needle through that loop and pull. That ties your thread. And I do it twice. Put my needle through that loop and then tie. And then just clip that thread nice and close. And then you can flip it over. I'm going to clip this thread off. Where did you come from? There we go. And then just work your little flower around like you want it to be. And there is your little rose. Just a little ruffled rose. And you may have to work with it just a minute. Sometimes I do, depending on how tight I pulled everything. Sometimes I pull it way too tight and then I have to kind of work with it a little. But it will loosen up the more you work with it, so don't worry about that part. I'm going to clip that little piece off. I don't know what it was, but it was sticking up there. There we go. So there's our little lace flower. Quick and easy. Now I'm going to put my needle over here so that I don't lose it. There's my thread. Alright, we're going to do another one of these. This one I cut out of this, what paper collection? This is out of the same paper collection, I think. No, this one's out of Jane's Memoirs. We do have a few more of those in stock if you want to grab you one. Now, I'm just going to line, I have the center part of this little scoreboard. I have a black line down through there. You can see it on screen. I'm going to line this little piece up right here, down here at the bottom and the top, and that's where I'm going to put my score line, right down through there. You can, whoops, not with that. You can score it with your hand if you want to. On thick cardstock like this, I'm not so good at scoring with my hand, so we're going to do it this way. Alright, and then on this side, I'm going to do the same thing, just lining it up. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just get it as close as you can. You're just going to fold these little pieces back. There we go. So you've got 3 score lines in that. Now, I think, which side do I want to be the front? I think I want this side to be the front. So I'm going to fold it this way. I'm going to fold these up. This one in. I use my bone folder, and this is a thick cardstock, so I'm going to go over it very slow, applying a little more pressure each time I go over it. That way I keep it from cracking. If you try to force it down, you're going to have some cracking with a thick cardstock like this, or thick. This is a pattern paper, but it is a cardstock. Now on the back, if you didn't get your little score line exactly straight, you may have to straighten it up on the back. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So, but it doesn't matter. This is going to be the back part. You'll see, that worked out fine right there. So I'm going to go over my score lines one more time just to make sure that they're folded down good. Then I have just a little bit of overage right here. Probably I folded it a little bit off. So I'm just going to trim that off. It's not a biggie. This is going to be on the back. There we go. Now we're going to put some glue right down through here and right across here. I'm also going to trim this off. I think I want a little crooked right there. And I don't want that to show in the front. Those are just my tabs, so it doesn't matter if I trim them off. Now we're going to put some glue down here. Whoops. Not on the table, Edith. On the paper. And we're going to fold that over. Just like that. Again, I'm just going to go over my score line one more time. There we go. And you can see I didn't lay mine exactly straight on the paper. So if you've got lines like this, make sure you lay it straight on your paper. I didn't lay mine straight down, but that I'm gonna cover that up so it's not a problem. Now this would be the flower that would go on here. I think that's cute right there. And I cut this image out of the paper collection to slide down in here. Let's see if it slides or, yeah. Oh yeah, that slides well. There we go. Isn't that cute? Then we could put that up there. And then you could always run, I think I might put a little bit of lace down here at the bottom, just so it'll cover up where I cut that crooked, or where I laid it down on there crooked. Let's see if I have some that's just narrow. Yeah, we'll put that right there. And that'll kind of camouflage where I laid it on my paper crooked. Always a way to fix it, so don't panic and don't throw it away. Just, you can either bling or lace it up and nobody will know the difference. Alright, let's trim the edges of that off. Like that. And then I'm gonna stick that flower right there. Don't want to cover up my lady there. Let's see, don't want it on that side. No, I think I want it over here. There you go. And as you glue it down too, if you have, you can always fix your little ruffles if they're not exactly like you want. So there we go. And that's a little bit bigger than I would normally make to go on something like this, but no worries. Not going to worry about that. I think it will look cute. Now we'll put a little piece of bling in the center of that. And what color shall we use? Nope, that's purple. There's just a kind of a rose gold. That looks pretty good, I think. Let's see, do we have anything else that might look a little bit better? Nope, that's too... Let's just use that one. I like that. I like rose gold. Okay, then we'll take our little tool and any excess glue, we'll just pull that off. And you can also do this after it dries too. I'm heavy-handed on the glue, so I usually get way more than I need. But my items don't come apart. That's a good thing. There we go. Got that little flower there. That's cute. I like that. I don't mind that at all. Now I want to put some little something down here at the bottom to kind of even everything out. Let me look in my little flower stash. My little leaves and flower basket. Oh, I think these would go good with that. So let's look at some of these. Oh, they're falling out the side. These are some that went in one of our e-club kits a few months ago, I think. And they look like they're going to work perfect for this. Let's see. Let's grab a pink one maybe. Let's see. What do you think about that? Let me hold it up where you can see it. Then you can tell me what you think about it. I think that looks cute. So we're going to put those down. Okay. I like that. That looks elegant, just like her. She looks so elegant. So I think that might be all that I do on that one. Now I'm just going to show you how I draw these out, how the template works and that kind of thing. And then I'll continue to make more of these. Okay, I would love to be able to cut this one where she would fit in there. She would fit, but maybe not all of her dress, but that's okay. So let's see what we need to do. Now, I just used an old envelope to cut my template out of. Anything that's strong, you want something that's nice and strong to cut your template with. I think if I cut that right to there, maybe, let's see. No, that's going to put her. All right, let's see what we can do. Oh, that would be pretty too, wouldn't it? Now I don't know what to do. I want to make all of them. Let's see if I can still. Oh yeah, I can still get her in there. So let's do this one. All right, what do we want the front to show? What do we want on the front? I think all right, what I'm going to do is flip it over. I've got some repositionable tape on the back side of this, and I'm going to lay this on the very edge and then stick that down. And then I'm just going to kind of look, make sure. Yeah, I've still got plenty of room, I think, over there, hopefully. If I don't, we'll just grab another image. Now I'm just going to take my pencil, and then we'll just start drawing these. And I'll just kind of draw right around, holding my pencil up and down, like that. Okay, make sure I got that. And I think I did. And then just take the inside, hold your pencil straight up and down, and just up against that cardstock. And see, it's easier when you have something thick. If you cut this out of just regular paper, it's going to be hard to trace around it. And now all you need to do is trim it out. So I'm going to try my best to see here. And you can make your little flaps go to the right or to the left, just by how you position your template. There we go. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I love that. Okay, now we're going to trim out the inside. And I just use my ruler and my X-Acto knife. Usually if I can find my X-Acto knife, I use it. What did I do with it? I just had it in my hand a minute ago. There it is, buried under stuff. And this is just a Cricut one. It's not my favorite, but it works for this. I'd rather have my Primo one, but the blades are dull in it, and I need to get more blades. Now, I just hold my ruler very, very tight. This Tim Holtz ruler has a metal side on it, and then a beveled side, and you want to use the metal side to do this. See, if I don't think I cut through. I was talking, wasn't I? Trying not to go too far. There we go. Yeah. And then I cut the bottom. And you may do better using your trimmer. Sometimes I can use my trimmer on things like this, and sometimes it's a little bit much. I end up going too far cutting. So you just cut it the best way you can. There we go. Got that cut out. Let me see. Looks like I need to trim a little bit more right here. I want to get this as straight as I can. Okay. Yeah. That looks good. And then I save this piece because I can always use that for something else. I don't throw that away, definitely. Now I'm going to take my template and I'm going to lay it over this lady here. Now the top needs to be kind of right at the top of her, because if you put it up too high, then her face is not going to be in there. So I'm going to lay it about right there, I think. Yeah. I think that will work. And sometimes I just leave it long and then I trim it out. I trim it off if I need to. That way I make sure that I get my little tag big enough. And you can always put some paper on the back of these and make them journaling tags if you want to. Oh, where did I make that mark? Does anybody see it? Let me put my glasses on and see if I can see it. Oh my word, I cannot see the mark. Okay, I can see the mark here, so let's trim this one off first. But there we go. Now, we can, there, I see it. Oh, I see it. Trim this one off. And then I'll trim this bottom off. Now that should work right there. Okay, we'll go ahead and score this. Okay, right down through there. And you could just put a ruler up against this and score it like that if you want to. It doesn't matter. Whichever way that you score and it's easiest for you. A lot of people don't like to use scoreboards, and I understand if you don't want to. You don't have to. I like using scoreboards because I'm not too good at laying things straight and trying to score them. Alright, that looks a little bit off, so I'm going to do it this way. A lot of times I go by my little lines in here to get things straight, so that helps me even it up. Alright, let's try to fold that now. Now I'm going to do just a little bit of pressure on here, a little bit at a time. There we go. Oh, I like that one. That is pretty. I think we have maybe 4 more packs of this Jane's Memoirs available, so if you want some. Now, I'm going to trim this one off too, because looks like when I'm cutting or either when I'm drawing, I'm getting it just a little bit long on this side. And it may be my template. I'll look at it before I upload it and make sure. Just a little bit, not much. There we go. It's probably the way I'm cutting. You know me. Okay. I like for those to lay down, so you just fold a little at the time. Now that is pretty. I'm going to clip right there. Okay. Now let's see if she's going to fit in there first before we glue everything together. We may need to trim her off a little. Oh no, look at that. We could bring her on down maybe a fraction by trimming just a tiny bit of this bottom off. Just going to trim maybe 1/4 inch off. Not much, because I don't want it to be too short. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, look at that. That is so pretty. I love this paper. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go ahead and glue this together. You could use score tape for this if you want. My art glitter glue works well, so that's what I'm going to use. A lot of people are still asking me what this is that holds my pen on the side of this. This is our basic gray magnets, and they're usually always linked below. They're self-adhesive, so all you have to do is just put it on the side there, press it down, and you've got somewhere to hold your pen. I love it. I don't lose my pen anymore. Now, not to say that I don't break them sometimes, but I don't lose them. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, we're going to put her down in there. Is that not adorable? Now, let me see. I'm going to try to find some black lace. I'd like to have a little bit of black lace on here, so let me see what I can find. Well, this is all the black lace that I have, other than a great big huge real wide piece, and that won't work on here. So, trying to decide if I want to use this or not. Okay, I am not finding any black lace other than this. I do have some really, really wide black lace, but I don't think that would work too well. I'm not real crazy about that at the bottom. But let's see what this looks like. Oh, that would be pretty kind of all the way around it, wouldn't it? We might do that. Let's try that. I've got to get black lace. Black lace, a really pretty black lace, is hard to find. You can find all kinds that's little and thin. And I think I'm going to turn the little scallops outward, I think. What do you think? Let me know. Inward, outward, inward. Yeah, I'm going to turn them out. I heard you say outward. So we'll just run a bead of glue all the way around here. You could even make this into a little booklet. I just thought about that. You could put a little book on the inside of it. Be pretty too. Come on down, there we go. Now let's see, how do we want to do the corner? I think that will work right there. I'll put a little dot of extra glue in that corner to hold it. So all I'm doing at the corner is I'm just kind of turning it and pressing it down with my thumb nail or with my fingernail. Just giving it a little bit of a curve. There we go. Oh, I love it. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of extra right here at the end because this is a lace that likes to fray. So we're going to just dot a little extra there. Press that down. And then on the corners, I'm going to put just an extra dot and press it down. Just so those corners stay tucked. You don't want them coming up. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, I found this flower in my stash, and this came from one of you guys. Well, what do you think? I know it's going to be kind of thick because it's got that center in it, but I think it will still work. It'll just make a little bit of thickness there. So I'm going to do it. I want to do it. I just think it's pretty, and I want to use it. I have been looking for something to use it on ever since you gave it to me. And I want to say that these came from my friend here in Alabama, I believe. But you know me, I can't remember, so I'm sorry. Okay, now let's try. Oh, I think that would look good in there. It's kind of got some of that green and brown in it. It just says "you always." Isn't that pretty? So let's put that down. There we go. So what do you think? Is she pretty? Yep, I like it. Okay. All right, I think that's all I'm going to do right now. I will load this template up and then this little piece so that you can download these and make you some of these if you'd like. But I'm loving them. I am absolutely loving them. What did I do on my other one? There we go. And see that once you get it cut out, they come together really quick and easy. I do need to put a label on that, I think. But that is it. Okay guys, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give these a try, and if you do, please share them over on our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join over there. That link is directly below. We have lots of challenges over there. We have a challenge every day, as a matter of fact. So we'd love to have you join us and join in on the challenges and share your projects. That would be a lot of fun. We enjoy seeing everybody else's projects. You know, you see mine, but I don't normally see everybody else's, so make sure that you join. Also, if you're not already a member of our e-club kit, we'd like for you to join that too. That link is down below. And we will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to our channel. We would really appreciate it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.